I've called this video my first look at the BYD Atto 3. It's actually my second look, so I have driven the car before, albeit for about 10 minutes, and I didn't get any video footage of that. So to be honest, it was a while ago and it's difficult to get any kind of real impression of a car in 10 minutes. I'm just going to talk initially about the interior, and forgive me, this is by no means a comprehensive review. This is just a little glimpse of what you might expect if you find yourself in an Atto 3. Hopefully I'll do a full comprehensive review at some point in the future. The interior is very well put together actually. They've used mostly really quite nice premium materials, and it's an interesting design. It's not sort of just a straight copy of something else popular in the market. You know, it does have its own unique feel. It's got some strings inside the door card that are actually tuned, and you can play Smoke on the Water on them. I mean, that's unusual, isn't it? Very funky little door handle things with speakers built in. Everything's interesting. You might not love all of it, but it's interesting. And how many car interiors are genuinely interesting these days? Not many, if we're being honest. This is the family car of the BYD range. It's got plenty of boot space. The boot floor's actually movable. You can drop it down or have it a little bit higher if you want sort of a flat load area. There's also a decent amount of underfloor storage, so you're not going to be lacking for places to store your stuff. In the back, reasonably comfortable. Lots of knee room, no issues there. You could certainly get two adults in there in absolute comfort, and you could squeeze in a third. Ride comfort's generally good in this, although it's a bit firm on the bumpy stuff. That's true of quite a lot of EVs, to be fair, because obviously they're carrying a bit of extra weight. The steering's nicely weighted, not too firm, not too hard. It certainly suits a family car down to the ground. The interesting thing BYD are doing with their vehicles at the moment is they've got a bit of marketing spiel about the brand, which is premium accessible, and I think that really hits the nail on the head, because quite a lot of the car has really quite a premium feel. I mean, just that central display alone, it's huge, it's gargantuan, it's absolutely loaded with different apps, loads of technology in this car, way more than I can touch on in this very brief sort of overview of the vehicle. But you'd expect something like that in a very premium car, really. But despite the fact that, you know, it does have quite a premium interior, and it's got this epic central infotainment system, and it's got decent range and decent performance, and you'll see when you take this into account as a value for money proposition against some of the competition and the value for money proposition that they're offering, BYD are putting their best foot forward, I think it's fair to say. And I think it's only when you really look at the cost and the range and the performance of this car's main competitors, and then compare it directly to this, that you really sort of step back and think, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously Dacia have just announced the Spring at 15 grand, and a lot of people are very, very excited about that. I'm not. I feel like it's cheap, but it's not necessarily good value at all, because I could go and buy a pint of milk, and that's cheaper than 4 pints of milk, but I have a lot less milk. And I feel like the Dacia Spring is kind of that. It's amazing that they've produced, you know, a new EV for 15 grand, but is it delivering value? No. I think when you look at this car versus some of its direct rivals, and you look at the cost and what you actually get for your money, I think this, and quite a lot of the BYD range, is delivering exceptional value for money. And it's that I think has a number of the traditional car manufacturers quite scared at the moment. And really, I think it can only be good for the consumer, because new entrants come into markets, they disrupt it a bit, and hopefully it means that some of the more established players have to work a bit harder and sharpen their pencil a bit on pricing to give customers a bit more value for money. Hopefully I'll have the chance to do a comprehensive review of the BYD Atto 3 in the fullness of time. In the meantime, after you've liked this video and subscribed to my channel, go and check out this one that's popping up at the end. This is my full comprehensive review of the BYD Dolphin that I did for Men and Motors recently. Go and check it out.